Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're in Las Vegas at the Interrupt 2011 show. On our program is Tom Noonan. He is the president and CEO of Joulex. And Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rich. It's great to be here.
So tell me a little bit about your company.
Well, Joulex is the first network-based energy efficiency management system available to the market. We launched Joulex last year, and this system is already proving 40 to 50% energy reductions across distributed IP-based networks. So our system monitors, analyzes, and controls the power consumption of all IP-connected devices.
So walk me through that. If a device doesn't need as much power, how do you determine that, first of all?
Well, we monitor the utilization of the product itself. So we know what servers, for instance, in a data center are consuming, both in terms of their power, but also how they're being utilized. So our load adaptive technology really allows us to dynamically change the power consumption of a device without impacting productivity.
So part of the concept there is that the power supply getting full amount of power has a lot of waste in it, and one of the things you can do is cut the amount of power to the device so that there's less potential for waste?
Sure. A good example would be a data center server. So we can actually reduce the power being supplied to the processor through our integration with Intel's Data Center Manager, Cisco's EnergyWise, VMware's vCenter. We can actually modulate the power consumption at the chip level and thereby reduce the amount of power consumed.
Now, is there a certain spend that I have to have on electricity to be a good candidate for being a customer?
I don't think so. Our general experience shows us that we can save 30 to 40% of the energy being consumed by a corporation. So large corporations today are spending over $1 billion on electrical energy each year. At least 50% of that is being pumped into their IT networks, and some is available for lighting and some for HVAC. But IT is the single biggest consumer of electrical energy today in a traditional corporation. And so, if we can save 30 to 40% of $1 billion energy bill, that's $300 to $400 million. That's real money for a company.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is why the network-based application, this is agentless. So we don't require you to put a software agent on any device. We don't require any hardware meters, and we don't require any changes to the enterprise network. It runs as a service.
How do you track what is running utilization of a device?
Well, 15 years in the security business has taught us a lot about knowing what's happening on the inside of a device from the network. And so we're actually using techniques that we learned many years ago with the development of our first company, Internet Security Systems, to actually monitor the dynamic utilization of those devices.
Okay.
So a great example, today we launched our Joulex Data Center Manager solution, which is specifically tuned to the needs of data center operators. Our typical customer, we find 30 to 35% of the servers are dead, meaning they're consuming 80% of the energy, but they're processing at less than 15 or 20%. Right. And so really getting utilization and energy consumption aligned is where you optimize energy efficiency.
So what's happening in the rest of the world, places like Germany, Japan, and others?
Well, interestingly, we believe that Europe is leading this market. This will be one of the first technology markets that is not led in the United States. And the reason we believe that is culturally, the idea of sustainability is a much more mature concept in Europe. Of course, these are the same people paying $12 a gallon for gas. And so, while we might be paying $4 a gallon and not happy with that, in other parts of the world, energy costs are significantly higher. And economics drives culture, as we know. And so our, newly opened office in Tokyo is serving some of the largest companies in Japan. We're helping them with a national crisis And so we feel very good about that.
And the way you're helping them is that, I mean, we all know, I assume that everyone on the video knows, watching, that due to the tsunami and the earthquake, that much of the generating capacity of electricity via nuclear has been shut down or at least restricted, and subsequently there's less power available to the country.
Exactly.
And subsequently, your company is helping?
Yes, so about 40% of the electrical generating capacity in Japan has been shut down. They've shut down all of their nuclear reactors. You've got one of the 5 largest economies in the world operating in Japan. It needs electricity to operate that economy. The way Japan is dealing with this is through rolling blackouts. Well, we know that data centers can't be blacked out.
Right.
And so what we're helping all of those Japanese companies to do is reduce the wasted power that's being pumped into their corporations, and that's about 50% of the power. So we're able to help these data centers, and if we can get enough of those companies implemented in time, the Tokyo Electric Power will not have to have these rolling blackouts. So this is significant, and we're working very closely with the Japanese government, with the Minister of Industry and Trade. We're operating at a very strategic level in Japan right now.
So what sorts of things are you hearing from attendees at the show?
Well, one of the things that is most exciting to me is that we have absolutely been overrun at our booth with interest in this technology. Last year, I think we launched the company at NetWorld Interop, and there were a lot of people that stopped by and said, this is really cool technology, but not sure what I'd do with it. This year, it's very, very clear that sustainability is a core thesis in corporations, and the integration that we have with Cisco EnergyWise and Intel is drawing their customers into Joulex. So, if there are 3 things I think we're hearing most consistently is enterprise energy efficiency is becoming important in my company. We want to reduce costs, we want to reduce carbon, and we want to reduce it across the entire enterprise. And since we're a network-based solution, we fit that bill very well. 2 is we're hearing companies say they do not want to install an agent on any device.
Right.
This is no CIO is saying, boy, I just want another agent on my
another piece of software
to manage. So we're hearing that really consistently. And the third thing that we're hearing, which is not at all surprising to me, but it does tell me that awareness is increasing in this country, is that people are starting to understand that energy is one of the larger operating costs to run their business.
Right.
And so, all of those things are really positive to me and exciting.
That's great. Well, thanks for being on the program.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.